Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders season has gone from bad to worse, and the latest update on Terry McLaurin just adds another layer to a story that's quickly turning into a full-blown meltdown in the nation's capital. McLaurin, once the beating heart of this offense, the man who carried the team through seasons of chaos and quarterback roulette, will not return for Week 11. That's official now. Head coach Dan Quinn confirmed that McLaurin, dealing with a quad injury, will travel with the team to Madrid. Yes, the Commanders are heading overseas for their matchup, but he won't be suiting up. Part of his recovery process, Quinn said, according to NFL insider Tom Pelissero's post on X. And honestly, that one short line says everything about where this team is right now. Trying to recover, trying to hold it together, trying to make sense of a season that feels like it's slipping away one injury and one excuse at a time. Let's be real. When you think about how much Washington invested in McLaurin, it stings even more. The Commanders locked him in with a $96 million deal that was supposed to anchor the offense for years to come. He was the franchise guy, the locker room voice, the face on the season tickets, and the jerseys in the stands. But this year, just 4 games played, 13 catches total. That's roughly $2.5 million per catch. And while it's easy to toss that stat around for laughs or outrage, the truth is, it points to a bigger issue. This isn't just about one player's bad luck. This is about a team that can't get out of its own way, and that starts from the top down. You can change the coaching staff, you can swap quarterbacks, you can rebrand the team. Washington has done all of it, but somehow, the same old story keeps playing out. McLaurin's absence is more than just a lineup note. It's symbolic. The guy was supposed to represent stability. Through years of organizational chaos, he was the constant. But even he couldn't escape the storm this year. His offseason holdout already raised eyebrows, creating a little bit of tension before the first snap of preseason. Then came the nagging quad injury, the slow ramp-up, and now, this. Being physically present, but not really there. Traveling with the team, but not contributing on the field. It's the perfect metaphor for the Commanders right now. Present in the NFL standings, but not truly competing. And look, injuries happen. Every NFL team deals with them. But for Washington, it's like a curse this season. Quarterback Jayden Daniels, who was supposed to inject new life into this offense, has missed multiple games. The rookie's flashes of brilliance early on have been overshadowed by the uncertainty of when, or even if, he'll return. Without him, the Commanders' offense has looked disjointed, inconsistent, and uninspired. You can feel it in their rhythm, or lack thereof. Head coach Dan Quinn spoke candidly about it, telling ESPN that the mental toll of this season has been significant. The mental toll is definitely a big one, Quinn said. Everybody goes through hard things. You find your way, and you adapt. He's right, but you can tell in his tone that even he's feeling the strain. Quinn came in with a defensive mindset, a culture change mentality. But the reality of Washington's situation might be too heavy for even the most optimistic coach to spin right now. Defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. echoed that sentiment. "I never make excuses," he said, "but the injuries are real." And that line, as honest as it is, perfectly captures where this team stands. They don't want to make excuses, but they can't escape them either. Every week it's a new headline, a new setback, a new reason why things didn't go as planned. When you're 3-7, that becomes the rhythm. You stop asking how do we win, and start asking what went wrong this time. And it's a dangerous spiral. Because once losing becomes normal, it's really hard to shake that mindset. Washington's record tells the story. At 3-7, they're not just out of the NFC playoff race. They're practically sprinting toward a top 3 pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. And if you look at their remaining schedule, it's not getting any easier. They've got the Miami Dolphins next, and yes, that game's in Spain. Miami's offense is a track meet. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua Tagovailoa. It's not exactly the kind of matchup you want when your defense is shorthanded and your offense is missing its best weapon. After that, they've got the Broncos, the Vikings, the Cowboys, and 2 games against the Eagles. That's not a schedule, that's a gauntlet. And without McLaurin, without a healthy Daniels, without momentum, it's hard to see how they can compete in any of those. What's interesting here is that McLaurin's absence doesn't just affect the offense. it affects the entire team's psyche. This is a locker room that's already been through so much. From ownership changes to coaching turnover, from quarterback controversies to fan frustration, the Commanders have lived through almost every possible kind of distraction. McLaurin was supposed to be the one guy who could keep them steady through it all. The guy who always said the right thing, who always played through pain, who always gave 100%. And now, even he's sidelined, literally and figuratively. It makes you wonder if this is the breaking point for Washington's core. Because when your leader can't lead on the field, everyone starts searching for direction. The frustration from fans is boiling over, too. Social media has been relentless. You see posts, you see memes, you see the same questions asked again and again. When will this team finally turn the corner? Why can't they stay healthy? Why is McLaurin still not producing? It's all fair game. But there's also a deeper sense of fatigue. Washington fans have endured so much, and they're tired of next year being the answer to everything. They were promised a rebuild, then a rebrand, then a new era. But when the results look this familiar, it's hard to believe in anything anymore. The McLaurin injury is just one more chapter in a story that fans have read too many times. And while all of this is happening, there's another layer of drama brewing elsewhere, like the rumors swirling around the league about Quinnen Williams possibly being traded to the Cowboys. That's the kind of move that makes headlines because it signals a franchise going for it, trying to win now. Meanwhile, in Washington, it feels like the Commanders are stuck in neutral, unable to go all in or start over. They're in that dangerous middle ground where you're not bad enough to rebuild easily, but not good enough to compete. That's the worst place to be in the NFL. You can see teams like the Texans or the Lions. They were bad, but they rebuilt with purpose. Washington, they've been trying to patch holes instead of starting fresh. And that brings us back to McLaurin. Maybe this injury forces the franchise to take a hard look in the mirror. Maybe it's time to stop pretending that one player, no matter how talented, can carry this team. McLaurin deserved better health, better circumstances, better results. But football doesn't care about fairness. The NFL is ruthless, and when the injuries pile up, the wins stop coming, and the locker room starts to lose hope, it becomes survival mode. For McLaurin, this might be about recovery and rehab, but for Washington, this is about rediscovering their identity. Dan Quinn will keep preaching toughness and mental resilience, and that's what good coaches do. But unless something changes fast, this season is over in everything but name. The Commanders are playing for pride now, for evaluation, for 2026 draft position. McLaurin sitting out Week 11 isn't just about resting a quad. It's about protecting an investment for the future. Because if he gets rushed back too soon and aggravates that injury, then you're talking about long-term damage that could bleed into next year. And that's a risk this team simply can't afford. The sad irony is that this was supposed to be a turning point season. The franchise had a new direction, a new energy, a new coaching staff. But instead, it's been more of the same: heartbreak, setbacks, and what-ifs. The Commanders' faithful will tune in this weekend from across the Atlantic, hoping for a miracle against Miami. But the truth is, the biggest story isn't the game itself. It's what's happening behind the scenes, in the training rooms, in the meetings, in the minds of players who are trying to hold on to something that feels like it's slipping away. McLaurin won't play, but his absence will be felt in every snap, every stalled drive, every moment where Washington misses that spark he brings. So when you see McLaurin on the sidelines in Madrid, wearing that Commander's jacket and cheering for his teammates, remember that you're looking at a symbol of what could have been. A reminder of a player who gave everything to a team that's still trying to figure itself out. And maybe, just maybe, when he does come back, whenever that may be, he'll return to a team that's finally ready to stop making excuses and start building something real. But for now, in Week 11, the Commanders' journey continues without him. And that might be the most telling story of their season yet. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. The NFL world is buzzing today with a story that feels almost too hot to handle. And if you've been following the saga of Amari Cooper, you already know why. Imagine this. One of the league's most dynamic wide receivers, a player whose hands and speed have terrorized defenses for over a decade, suddenly finds himself without a team. Yes, you heard that right. Amari Cooper, the very man who has been the focal point of Dallas Cowboys' passing attack, is now officially a free agent. The implications of this move, or lack thereof, are sending shockwaves through Dallas, Washington, and arguably the entire NFC. And if you thought the market for top-tier receivers was stable, think again, because the Commanders have officially thrown their hat into the ring, and insiders are saying that the panic in Dallas is real, palpable, and almost cinematic. Dallas, of course, is a city built on football obsession. The Cowboys aren't just a team. They are an institution, and their fans, well, they feel every move, every trade, every contract drama like it's a matter of personal pride. Now, the thought of losing Amari Cooper, a player who has been a consistent weapon, someone who can change the course of a game with a single catch, has thrown the franchise into a feverish scramble. Sources close to the organization hint at urgent meetings, closed-door huddles, and executives pacing the halls of the practice facility, trying to figure out how to stem the tide before the off-season frenzy turns into a full-blown crisis. The Cowboys had been counting on Cooper not just as a receiver, but as a leader, a stabilizing presence for their younger talent, and a proven performer under pressure. Without him, the passing game suddenly feels vulnerable, and the quarterback room dynamics might need a complete reboot. Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders appear to be embracing their inner opportunists. Word on the street is that the front office sees a chance to snatch up a premier wideout without entering a complicated draft war. Cooper's experience, his proven track record in big games, and his ability to draw coverage could make him the perfect complement to Washington's emerging offensive scheme. Insiders are whispering that meetings have already taken place, calls have been exchanged, and there's a palpable sense of excitement on their side of the field. The Commanders' coaching staff reportedly sees Cooper not just as a player, but as a strategic tool to elevate the entire offense. Imagine Terry McLaurin getting a counterpart who can immediately command double teams, freeing him up for explosive plays. The potential is tantalizing, and it's enough to make every NFC East fan sit up and take notice. Of course, the real drama lies in the timing. Cooper didn't just become a free agent by accident. The Cowboys had options, cap considerations, and strategic plans, but somewhere along the line, the alignment just didn't happen. The whispers around Dallas suggest that there's a growing worry. If they wait too long, they might lose him to a division rival. And we're not talking about a mid-tier team. The Commanders are serious, ready to make a splash, and willing to pay for it. That alone has created a tense atmosphere in Dallas, where every day, without a resolution, feels like a ticking clock. Agents are circling, potential trades are being floated, and the rumor mill is operating at full throttle. Fans are already speculating about whether the Cowboys will throw in draft picks, restructure contracts, or perhaps even make a trade to get value in return. Every angle is being considered, and the sense of urgency couldn't be higher. Meanwhile, Cooper himself remains enigmatic. No public statements, no overt hints, just the quiet presence of a player who knows his worth and understands that in the modern NFL, leverage is everything. Rumor has it he's taking meetings selectively, weighing his options, and looking at a team where he can not only perform at the highest level, but also be a central figure in a championship push. That approach has made agents and front offices alike sweat, because landing Cooper isn't just about money or cap space. It's about vision, fit, and the ability to sell him on a project that feels bigger than a single season. And if the Commanders can do that, if they can convince Cooper that they're on the rise and ready to compete, the NFC East could suddenly look a whole lot different when the season kicks off. In the Cowboys camp, the panic is tangible. Sources describe staff members glued to reports, fans flooding social media with theories, and local sports radio operating on 24/7 speculation mode. The city's sports media, known for over-the-top takes, is running headlines almost hourly. Cowboys in crisis? Amari Cooper on the move? Commanders ready to pounce? The narrative is spinning fast, and the more days go by without a resolution, the more pressure mounts on Dallas management. And you can bet the rivalries are fueling every ounce of this drama. The NFC East, already one of the league's most competitive divisions, is about to get even more intriguing if Cooper decides to cross the street, so to speak. The idea of a top-tier wide receiver shifting allegiances within the division is enough to make fans lose sleep, analysts rework projections, and quarterbacks reconsider every route combination. And let's not forget the human element. Cooper isn't just a player. He's a personality, a presence, and someone whose decisions resonate far beyond the stat sheet. If he lands in Washington, it could redefine their offense in ways that are immediate and dramatic. The Commanders might suddenly go from a team with potential to a squad with tangible playoff aspirations. Conversely, if Dallas manages to retain him, the relief will be palpable, but the tension leading up to that decision has already left a mark. Rumors suggest that both sides are weighing not just the numbers, but the optics. Cooper's choice could be seen as a vote of confidence in a team's direction or a clear message to the rest of the league about where power and ambition truly lie. And the social media frenzy is already in full swing. Fans of both franchises are debating, theorizing, and outright speculating about potential contract structures, trade scenarios, and the overall impact on next season. Memes are circulating faster than anyone can keep up with. Analysts are breaking down routes and coverage schemes, and every news cycle seems to add another layer of intrigue. In a league where timing is everything, the days following a major free agency shakeup often feel like a high-stakes chess match, and right now, the Cowboys and Commanders are at the center of the board. The pressure, the strategy, the back and forth. It's almost cinematic in its intensity, and every insider with a source is looking for the tiniest hint of where Cooper might land. As of now, the story is still unfolding. Cooper remains teamless, the Commanders remain interested, and Dallas is in full-on panic mode. It's a perfect storm of rumors, strategy, and anticipation that has the NFC East, and perhaps the entire NFL, on edge. Every play, every pass, every meeting could tilt the balance, and the next announcement, whatever it may be, promises to reshape not just one franchise, but potentially the landscape of the division. For fans, it's a roller coaster of emotion. For analysts, it's a case study in strategy and market dynamics. And for Cooper himself, it's an opportunity to make a choice that could define the next chapter of his career. The whispers, the intrigue, the speculation, it's all part of the game. And if the rumors hold true, we might be witnessing one of the most dramatic free agency sagas the league has seen in years. The tension is almost unbearable. Every insider source, every casual observer, and every fan in Dallas and Washington is asking the same question. Where will Amari Cooper land? Will the Cowboys find a way to retain their star, or will the Commanders pull off a stunning coup that could alter the division's balance for years to come? The truth is, nobody knows yet. But what we do know is that the NFL thrives on moments like this, moments of uncertainty, strategy, and high-stakes drama, and Cooper's situation embodies all of that perfectly. As the days tick by and the narrative continues to unfold, one thing is certain. This story is far from over, and when the dust finally settles, it will leave an indelible mark on two franchises, one division, and an entire league that thrives on drama, suspense, and the thrill of the unknown. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.